You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure.
Oh no.
It's spreading to your left arm, your jaw.
I think I'm having a heart attack. Oh no! Oh no!
Very, very bad. This is the end bad.
Oh no! Oh no! Remain conscious!
All you feel is pain and weakness. You have to surrender now. We all do. It gets so dark. You don't even see her face. Like you always thought you would. You only see pain and fear.
Welcome to the stream! Let's play some Disco Elysium, and I can tell that this time, my microphone is on. And I am definitely not muted. There is also no sound coming from the game, and that's intentional. And now there is. We just watched this video on the stream, but for anyone who's tuning in late or watching this as a VOD, you can see a recap of everything that happened the last time we played Disco Elysium on YouTube. Part 3 of the stream was uploaded last week. So yeah, we're gonna play part 4, or this is gonna be part 4 of our Disco Elysium stream. And honestly, I don't have a game plan. Like I don't really know what we're doing right now. We don't really have like a thing we have to do. The one thing I'm definitely noticing is my character has incredibly low health right now. So I do need to prioritize. Raising his HP, because everything that we need to be doing, it looks like it might involve me losing HP, and I really don't want a game over. So, Disco Elysium, you never know what you're gonna get. I certainly don't know what we're gonna get, so let's just dive in and see what happens. I've done more than you've done in the game already. Yeah, I'm getting that a lot from people actually. Okay, so let's just start by looking at. Whoop, wrong screen. Let's just start by looking at like what we're supposed to be doing. We've got some interviews we need to do. Okay, keep an eye out for these guys. We need to find some booze and drink it. Yeah, this is another weird thing we're doing. See, this one's frustrating to me because we found our other shoe and we never got credit for that. So that one's actually done. Oh, I don't really want to pay this guy for the damages. I'm hoping we can get around doing that. We need to find some smokes. Find our badge. Take a bath. Ask about the tattoos. We got to keep looking for the collar, so it looks like this one might take a while. No pressure on that one to do it soon, it looks like. We do want to look into that secret passage. Eventually, we need to get Lena her pin back. Ooh, this one's rad. Just get a reality lowdown, you know? Helpful. Find some of the armor. Do some drugs. Find our gun. So, I don't know when or how to do any of these things, so we're just going to start walking around and seeing what we stumble upon in our little adventure. We don't need to talk to Kuno. We've talked to him enough. Can I beat this thing up and get some health back? I did get a perk in the last time we played where if I beat things up, I get health.
There is a hollow, saddened ring as you kick the Levantourier mail collection box. It sounds betrayed, in disbelief even.
Wait! I think that just means I just died. But wait, hold on! I have some perk where if I break public property, I get health.
You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure.
Oh no.
It's spreading to your left arm, your jaw.
I think I'm having a heart attack. Oh no. Oh no.
Very, very bad. This is the end bad.
Oh no. Oh no. Remain conscious.
All you feel is pain and weakness. You have to surrender now. We all do. It gets so dark. You don't even see her face, like you always thought you would. You only see pain and fear. Cop suffers final heart attack. A detective lieutenant of the RCM passed away yesterday. His death, though abrupt, did not come as a surprise to those who knew him. He was the heaviest drinker I'd ever met. Captain Ptolemy Price, the deceased superior officer, commented, "That ain't easy on the ticker." He loved his liquor, sure, said Detective Chester McLean, friend and colleague. But I think before he ever had a heart attack, his heart was broken. According to an official statement given by the RCM, the officer was on the brink of solving a murder case.
Damn it. Well, that did not go according to plan at all. Welcome to the stream, Foggy. That didn't go according to plan at all. I swear, we have a perk where if I destroy public property, I get health back. All right. What the hell? All right, whatever. At least we saved. Hold on. I want to see this for myself. Anti-object. Attacking physical objects heals damage. It's right there. I definitely misunderstood what that means, and am continuing to misunderstand what that means. Yeah, I'm a little concerned about our health. I'm afraid that these kinds of things are going to keep happening. But whatever. I guess let's just do what we always do in this game, and let's just start talking to people. Feels like talking to people is the best way to learn stuff. We haven't talked to this lady in a long time.
I can't believe it's snowing again.
The young woman watches the falling snow and sighs.
It felt like springtime just a few days ago.
We need directions.
Of course. Where to?
Do you know where I could find the representative for Wild Pines?
Wild Pines? You mean the company woman?
Yes, a representative of the harbor. She should have set up operations nearby.
Oh, that must be the woman on the giant boat. There's one docked on the pier. It arrived a couple of weeks ago. It's very hard to miss.
Okay.
No problem.
Chandelier, welcome to the stream. Northwest, big boat. I hate to do this, but I think we might have to talk to the muscle man up here and hope that he doesn't, like, kill us. Now, Kuno said that we can get Hold on. Kuno said that we can get to the harbor from the rooftop. I just haven't been able to figure out how to do that yet. In case of strike, press button behind guard. Am I muted? I shouldn't be. Was I muted for a second? That's weird. I'm hoping that was just a thing on McLeodle's end. McLeodle's giving me PTSD from the last stream.
Body betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
Measurehead's babe. The young woman at the giant's side agrees.
Don't say anything. Size him up first.
Yeah, McLeodle, I'm glad you're looking out. Seriously, if I ever feel muted, please let me know, stream. Please let me know. I was so bummed last time. Don't say anything. Size him up first. Say nothing. Size him up first. Okay. Let's just see what it says.
Are you admiring my morphophysiology?
A ripple of muscle passes underneath his skin. He lets you look.
It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Be calm, Sandwich. You are not in danger because you are not a threat to me.
Thanks for keeping me on my toes. Shoot. What do we say here? Let's puff out our chest and say nothing. Look tough.
What is this androgynous display of sexual maturity?
He looks down at you, taking stock of your physique.
Merely standing up makes you sweat profusely. Your breathing is erratic. Your own heartbeat in your ears grows frantic, and you feel your blood pressure rise.
Stop it! You are embarrassing yourself in front of this woman and your pedomorphic friend. This display of weakness may appeal to older women with a stronger maternal instinct, but it is a liability here on Battlefield Martinez.
Jean-Luc, his body is betraying his degeneracy pretty hard. Maybe you can ask him to leave.
Ugh. My body is unimportant. I'm with the police, and we need to get into the harbor.
That is precisely the negligence that has led you to succumb to Al Ghul.
His face contorts in disgust, as if he were smelling a dead rat.
You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
Oh, Al Ghul. You think Al Ghul means Al? Let's find out. Wait, Al Ghul?
Yes, Al Ghul.
But what is Al Ghul?
Al Ghul is an ancient Ilmaran poison, a parasitic fungus that has colonized your race. It is a trick the desert pygmies played on you for humiliating them and stripping them of their land.
Oh, you mean alcohol?
Correct, my small skull servant.
Al Ghul invented the internet. I don't have a problem with Al Ghul. I just drink a little on the weekends.
Your mouth moves, but the one who speaks is Al Ghul. You are but a vessel for the Ghul now. Very little of yourself remains. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the ham sandwich race is waning.
Show him the ham still got it.
Okay, so we need to use a little authority. We did roll, we got a successful dice roll here. So I think we go for it. I am the police, and I need you to comply now.
Jerking motions, signs of a late-stage neurodegenerative disorder. How far the Occidental Haplogroup has fallen. You were once a noble and powerful race. You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You made great gains in metallurgy, race theory, and statecraft. You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Khoikos. But now your ascent to the genetic summit has halted. You are obsessed with sadness and with frivolous pop culture.
The dialogue in this game is so good, and every character is so, like, interesting and unique. I haven't met anyone who's boring, or like just a vehicle to give us information. Everyone is so interesting. It's so well done. You know, there's a rumor going around. They reached out to one of the voice actors from Baldur's Gate. So the company that made this game is trying to make like a spiritual successor, and they reached out to one of the voice actors from Baldur's Gate 3. I think it was Karlach, and they asked her if she wanted to be in the game, and she put her foot down and said that she would only be in the game if the director of this game is involved. Because it sounds like maybe they were trying to do it without that person. I don't know if that's fully accurate. That's just like a rumor I saw. And McLadel, you're saying it perfectly here, because BG3 also raised the bar so high. It makes sense to try to marry those two, you know, talent pools. But yeah, apparently the Karlach actress was like, this company got taken over and the creators got ousted. I did not know that. That is very, very interesting. Well, hopefully, whoever... The people who made this game, hopefully they go on and do something else with a different company. That's very sad.
You will be superseded. Isn't that right, babe?
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
Her voice is so good.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor.
Is there a quick save? There is. F5 is quick save. Should I try to push him? My character apparently is kind of physically strong. I'm just afraid that if I try to push him, I'm going to get damaged and I'm going to, like, die. And then I have to do all of this again. Let's just ask. Come on. I just need you to move about 20 centimeters back.
It is my task to keep the degenerate drunks from entering the harbor.
The situation is serious. Your people have probably killed the man. I need to talk to your boss.
Enough with this begging. You should leave the stage of history with dignity by inviting the other races to a great world war. Bring your troops to the Seminine Islands and to Boogie Street, and we will pulverize you. When you are gone, we will build a museum for you. The walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the odes to homosexuality you call art, and your microcephalic skulls.
This is your chance. He's talking. Rip into him with a punch and catch him off guard.
Oh my
No,
god.
Don't rip into anyone. You're sensitive. Remember? Communicate.
Oh, well, obviously we gotta go with the one we have better odds on. Alright, let's subscribe to the Advanced Raced Theory.
Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
Measurehead. Hey, listen, man. I'm new to this world. Help me understand its races. I need to know what kind of different races... I need to know what kind of different races are there.
Do you?
This is for the thing.
The lieutenant looks toward the harbor's electronic door, and then to you. He lets out an audible sigh.
Kim, calm down.
You are obviously a liberal, Sayolite. A polyculturalist. I can see it from your love of microtechnology and your sartorial choices. Do not deny your friend the truth you have denied yourself. There are 3 categories of race. Type A, the heroic races. Type B, the servile races. And the vile CF race cauldron of pederasty. Which one do you need education on?
The vile C to F race cauldron of pederasty, if you please.
I knew you would go straight for the vile cauldron. Everyone does. You need to first learn about Type A and B to appreciate the depravity of the chimeric races.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise, it just won't make any sense.
Yes, it would seem nonsensical.
Okay, alright, and then type A.
Those are the Simonese, the Areopagite, and the Occidentals, excluding the Maun, of course. The Maun are riddled with eczema to the point where they find it impossible to smile. They are all lactose intolerant, a common result of inbreeding. A receding genetic pool has led the Maun on reprehensible street parades. In Maun cities like Stadskanal and Vredefort, wearing wooden clogs on their feet and little green tassels on their hats.
Okay, I got it. Who are type A then, in your view?
The Vespertines and Messenians of Vesper and Messina, the ancient Meteorans of Meteo by the golden Pisantic Sea, the Suren of Sur-la-Clé, and even the North Königsteiners, all have Type A race propensities. The other large Mondial civilization, the Mesk, are too yellow and oleaginous to count as a heroic race. True, they are violent and expansionist, but they have a glandular problem.
He draws his finger across his face.
Overproduction of sebum. Sebum is leaking into their brains, making them listen to El Mariachi music and eat toxic minced meat-based food, which in turn only produces more sebum.
Sebum. And who are the Seminese and the Areopagites in this?
As proven by the mound and the mask, Occidental Type A is in retrograde. The Seminese and the Areopagites are on the ascent.
What's the difference between the Seminese and the Areopagite?
The Areopagites are sleek,
Pagite.
long-headed. The Seminese are powerful, mesomorphic. The former is an immutable progenitor, unchanged since the Super Isola of Pericarnassus. Ancient brains rest in their slender skulls.
He falls silent, contemplating the beauty and mystery.
The latter is perfected and adapting. Together they form the Simeno-Areopagite or Simeopagite super race. That is all. There are no more Type A races in the world.
Nature was not capable of more.
Type B.
Type B are the unheroic races, amorphous non-competitors of the great race. The Koikos and the Vacholiers, they are mud-colored people.
Mud-colored?
To an untrained eye, the Koiko appear white and pinkish, like a ham sandwich. But look into their eyes and you will see. They are of a distinct muddy color, and so is their skin. Unhealthy, sweaty, and ashen. Pinkness is a racial quality that has to be earned through centuries of advanced ballistic warfare and cultural domination that the Grad people have undergone for drinking al ghul and smoking the degenerate tabac herb and for eating potato. The Koiko, the countless micronationalities of Grad, are all inexplicably obsessed with potard. The only thing they like more is dividing into microscopic ethnostates, like political amoeba.
And the Vacholiers you mentioned?
The Vacholians, halfway between Type A and the racial Cauldron. Two makes to know right from wrong. You tried your degenerate little revolution, which was the single greatest failure committed by humans in our 82,000-year history on this planet.
Alright, let's learn more about the pederasty group.
Types CF are a museum of failed chimeric experiments and tragic maladaptations. They are tortured creatures waiting to be put to sleep. Your morbid interest in them worries me.
Chimeric experiments?
Lesser races like the Mosquito, a grotesque mixture of a masked woman and a Seminese man. Only possible if the mother is masked and the father Seminese. The other way around, they fail to produce offspring. The Mosquito is born sterile, like a donkey. All they have left is to ride customized motor carriages with hydraulic suspension, listening to aggressive El Mariachi music to vent their impotent despair.
Any more?
Then there is the Simino Koiki Chimera. Are you sure you wish to know of the Simino Koiki Chimera? It is not an aesthetic site.
Yes.
The Koiko, as you know, are very servile, especially when they meet the rich man. Racial scientists have toyed with the idea of crossing the Seminese with the Koiko to produce a super worker of Seminese strength and Grad servility. This will never happen. The Seminese and the Koiko may have similar interbreeding problems as the Mosquito. We will never know precisely. No Seminese man could maintain an erection in the suffocating potato stench of a Koiko woman, or Koika. But enough. It is cruel to entertain ourselves with the deformities of Type F. Were there any able-bodied races you needed education on?
Now that we've been through all the types, do I understand advanced race theory?
You understand nothing. To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask yourself, what is the race enigma? You have not even worded the mystery, let alone solved it.
How do I word the mystery?
You need to internalize what you have heard here today, then return to me. This clarity does not come instantly.
Okay, we're actually getting somewhere. We can do that.
I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, Tibere Vasholian. Your love for disco music and venereal disease?
What are those tattoos of yours supposed to mean?
Racists are generally not very good examples of their race.
He gestures toward the Lorrie man down the street.
I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permanently draw a phrenologic grid on my skull and features. This should dispel any doubt.
Hey, you're right. That's craniometric perfection. My race does not stand a chance.
Correct.
All right. Okay, so we need to let's save. Quick save. Okay, put the advanced race theory into a free internalizing slot if there are no Cool. So this is all we need to do is like basically let time pass. The problem is I don't know if we have any empty spots. Y'all, we might need to get rid of HoboCop. Sadly. I was very excited about HoboCop. Problem. A mass of fantastic races swirls in your head. Desert pygmies playing with their own excrement. Koikos juggling potatoes. Eczema-ridden Mons grinning and dancing on wooden clogs. Everyone is there, the whole race gang, plus some that you may have come up with yourself. The thieving subkips and the Sealite cast of fortunates hatching some kind of scheme. In the eye of this race Empyrean, a vertigo reaching up to the heavens, you sense something drawing nearer and nearer. So it's just going to take time. So we just need time in the game to pass. So that's what we'll do. So we actually did get somewhere here. And we're also not going to get past him until we've done that. So let's move on to something else. Whoa, it is chilly. Not in the game. In real life, it's chilly. I'm cold. I'm a cold boy. Alright, we gotta find other stuff to do. Gotta find other people to talk to. We need some time to pass in the game. And the only way that happens is if we do stuff. So let's go do stuff. I don't know what to do next, so let's talk to this racist guy again, because I think we've learned some more about him now.
Looking for something, Rod? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
Gotta smoke.
No.
He's got a smoke right there, in his fucking hand. Snatch that shit out of his fat fingers. You need it after listening to his garbage.
Then I'm gonna need the one that you're smoking.
Can't have it.
But I really need it.
That's too bad. It's all done for.
He puts out his cigarette and flicks the tiny stub toward the street. Fuck. I oughta...
What, officer?
The man looks at you coolly. Noxious effluence wafting in the air around him. Say nothing.
Sorry I couldn't be of any help.
He gives you an ambivalently mocking half nod. We're done for now. Fuck that guy. Well, let's see if there's other people we haven't talked to yet. I feel like there's like still things we haven't really explored. We haven't talked to this guy.
I am a gander and a hunter and a gatherer. Feel like a traveler
Let's keep listening.
from another planet. Hey there,
What's going on here?
it's the jam, my man.
He motions toward the sprawl of lorries with a sweeping gesture. What's the jam?
It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight, no explanation given. Workers on strike, scabs agitating, an all-around clusterfuck. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days. Upon days.
So how long have you been here?
Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes of mazout.
Extravagantly phrased. But I can roll with it.
Yeah, imagine. It's been a whole week already.
He snickers.
Behind the laugh, however, a touch of sorrow.
So tell me, what do you need?
You got any smokes on you?
Nope, don't smoke.
He nods toward the big lorry driver behind him.
Some of the other drivers do, though. There's still a few around, waiting for the jam to disperse. Or waiting for the sweet release of death.
Yup, nothing wrong with that statement. Your senses have nothing to add. You'll have to ask around elsewhere.
Guess I'll ask around then.
You could also check the kiosk down the street. Frit. With 3 T's. Rebishaw's weird.
Care to spare some change for a working stiff?
Huh? Oh. No, I ain't got any money. They don't want to pay for unfinished work.
They who?
The bosses, man.
So you're broke. Okay, I got it. So what else do I have to ask here?
You know, what you need?
What are you hauling anyway?
Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal firearms, stuff like that.
Time to arrest him.
Hey, you're under arrest.
Ha! No, I'm joking, my man. Found runs a nice, clean business. This haul of cargo is mostly sporting goods. You know, tracksuits and that kind of thing. They usually get shipped to Grad and the Occident, though we've been making headway in the Il Moran market lately.
Can I get one of those fallen tracksuits you're wearing?
We're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise. The bosses won't be happy.
All right. That's, we don't need to know any of this. Right, I had another question.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
Tell me more about this strike.
It's like whatever's going on over at the docks. Workers got a blockade set up, making demands, no way in or out.
What's the union demanding?
Some pretty wild stuff, I hear. Like a giant new power crane in half the company? I forget what exactly. Good on them, I guess. I've heard talk there's a company rep in town, too. Like a strike negotiator type. They'd know what's up. Precise demands and so on.
Ah, yes, from the Wild Pines. We'll meet her soon enough, I'm sure.
I'm trying to meet her. She's far away, I think. What do you think the company wants?
They want to keep that money flowing in, my man. Ka-ching.
Anything else I should know?
Anything else? Yeah, this ain't really my area of expertise. I just do my job and get paid. I have things to do and places to be. All of us do.
All of who?
Us lorry drivers. Camionneurs. You still hang around here waiting for this mess to end. Most have scurried off somewhere to get drunk or high. Or laid. Not that I blame them, really. Not my thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drag these days. I prefer the examined life now. Thinking, reflecting, observing.
This guy's great. He glances down the road toward the horizon, a glint of something in his eyes.
What's better than chasing transient pleasures? The more transient, the better. When one's ended, you can get onto the next one.
I'm good for now. Good talk.
Don't be a stranger.
He gives a salute with 2 fingers. All right, we better keep rambling on. Do we have a map? We do have a map. And is it actually like set up traditionally like northwest, east? So if so, the boat... I don't know if we can even get here. Let's keep cruising. Maybe we can... Yeah, let's just keep cruising. I haven't explored too much. Guys are playing like bocce ball, maybe? Tire tracks leading onto the roof. The slush and rain has almost washed them off.
Life doesn't need to be a struggle.
He covers his mouth to hide a burp.
I'll be with you in a moment, officer. Let me just finish my sandwich. Talk to Angry Hard René first.
Okay.
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
He does seem angry.
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, all right?
This one's still chewing on his sandwich.
Look, in his hand, going into his mouth. The sandwich. It's hauntingly beautiful.
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. Grab a ball and play it. Don't ask questions. Shoot first. Ask questions never.
All right, I got this. Ball time.
That's the spirit. Don't even waste your breath asking about the game. They wouldn't know anyway. They're way past their prime.
Grab the ball and show him how it's done. Oh, I failed.
This felt wrong. Wrong like touching your sister's breast. You threw your sister's breast.
Mon Dieu! Good job, officer. That was an excellent throw.
There are no 2 more harmful words an athlete can hear than good job. And this was downright embarrassing.
I thought something way more spectacular would happen.
What are you talking about? You just executed a pretty much perfect pétanque throw.
His tone is full of admiration.
With a pinch of fear.
How are you ever going to get the officer's shit off your nose, Gaston? Or even climb out of his ass?
He shakes his head with extreme disdain. Perfect throw. While I still feel defeated.
Probably because those rooster pants are squeezing you senseless. Whatever happened to practical, durable, Revachol made? Now, what can I do for you?
Yes, officer. What do we need from this gentleman?
Do you know anything about the man hanged in the backyard of the Whirling in Rags?
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement. But this affair has passed me by completely.
And most of the locals?
In Martinez, the union is the law. So can you really blame them?
But you don't have a problem with cops?
Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets.
So again, you don't know anything.
If I knew, I would not be afraid to tell you. I simply don't. I'm an old man, not a coward. The daily business of the riffraff no longer concerns me.
This is a man with a lot of past, but little present, and almost no future.
I knew that sounded familiar. The word. Yeah, Batonk. Caseyana and I have played Batonk before. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, we've played this. Our neighbors, we have some neighbors that are a little bit older, and they like to get together in their front yard and play Batonk together. And Caseyana have sat in on like 2 Batonk games. It's actually very fun and really like straightforward and easy to play. And I completely forgot, Casey, until you said it, Caseyana, the word didn't really like land for me because I've never seen it spelled out. I don't know what I pictured the spelling being, but I didn't expect it to be spelled that way for some reason. But yeah, Caseyana and I, we've played Batonk. It's pretty fun. Yeah, it's fun, and we weren't like absolutely terrible at it like our main character here is. You seem to be playing in a crater.
Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game.
Do you know what created it?
I do. Fire from heavy artillery.
Okay, it's a crater left by artillery fire, but why?
Why what?
Why was heavy artillery used?
Because that's what happens when communists hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home.
Did you use artillery fire against them?
Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Too valiantly. So valiantly we got licked. Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs. We didn't though, and we lacked caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough.
I understand. I'd bomb this place too.
This place is a damn beachhead, son. They didn't do it because they didn't like it. They had to soften the commies up first.
Beachhead?
Yes. The military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revachol.
He finds your lack of historic knowledge troubling, a sign of mental deterioration in the preceding generations.
Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta. This here is Blood Ground, where coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely, we're playing pétanque on their mangled corpses.
Blood Ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
Ah, that explains all the war damage.
Damn right, son. They laid the fire of hell on the city before they stormed it. And it worked, too.
There's a strange gleam in his eyes.
He approves of this radical approach, knows it was necessary.
The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the coalition, Revachol, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party never surrendered. Of course they still hold influence.
You don't even begin to truly understand the players at the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the... What do you think?
Me, what do I think? Nothing. I don't think. I just do.
I'm just so damn sorry it had to be the coalition. After 8 years of fighting those hyenas, boiling cats for food and drinking piss in the mountains, I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned through Revachol, or even if that damn clan Frisel had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case.
This royal failure weighs heavily on him.
Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere. Foreign influence peddling garbage and stupid music on the radio.
He sighs.
This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the role of the suzerain with.
What exactly is a suzerain?
The suzerain is the king. Has everyone forgotten already? They've forgotten already.
Soon, they will forget everything. Him too. Then he chooses anger over melancholy.
It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last stand against the filth and rode the cavalry straight into gunfire.
All you observe is a veteran refusing to let go of the past and his old uniform. This is not uncommon.
This is the uniform of the Royal Carabineers in service of Frisel I, Guillaume le Lion, and the valiant King Philip V before him.
Don't you mean Frisel the Fan?
You do not speak his name, Craven, although he was a clown. But he was our clown, ours to ridicule and to mourn.
There's something you missed. You will get to it. Don't worry.
Thank you for your time. Oh yeah, we've never been over here. Two roundabout north. I don't know. Two Cape Side apartments, Martinez Pier. We should go to the pier. I think that's where that we'll find that rep. Broken window. Tibbs has windows. Oh my gosh, yes, I know. We need a bag. I don't know how to get a bag. Let's go this way. I think this is where we want to go. Because we do need to find that boat. Man, we haven't even been over here at all yet. This is all new terrain. A lowly cormorant surveys the sea, indifferent to your approach. Stop walking. The belly of this boat shines like it was recently painted. Cape Side Apartments.
Hey, up here,
Oh, this person wants to talk to us? Let's go talk to him.
The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent rushing down Rue de Esperance. You wait and see.
The girl stares at the sailboat by the pier.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
Hep. Yeah. When were you last tested?
Had a battery of tests just last week. I'm practically a patchwork of interesting critters. Kinda like a man-o'-war.
Despite the attitude, she puts the brush aside. You keep looking off to the side. What are you looking at?
The lieutenant is desperately searching for a handkerchief.
Nice, that's good. This is where we need to go next, for sure. She turns her head to face the coast and nods disdainfully toward the woman performing maintenance on the boat docked next to the pier.
Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features. The woman on the boat does not notice her staring.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
The Wild Pines rep?
Yes, we should go talk to her. She's a professional negotiator, though. I have the feeling she will be very cooperative while telling us nothing. You should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions, you know? Do your thing. Don't be afraid to get a bit wacky. Throwing her off is our best bet.
Wacky is the name of the game for this guy.
Good idea, piggies. Run along now. Fuck her shit up good. Impound that boat while you're at it. I'd like to watch her swim back to us on.
Hey, do you know anything about the recent murder?
I ain't no snitch, pigstein. Go forth and forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko.
So you won't talk about the murder, alright, but maybe you can tell us something about the murder victim's missing armor.
What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells?
Isn't armor art? Art for, the body?
Ugh, alright, sad piggy. I'll give you this one. I saw a little girl in the fishing village running around with military-grade handwear. Looked cute as hell. If you haven't been there, the village is a shithole down the coast from the main plaza. Have a good time!
And there's a little girl wearing the gloves there?
No. That's all the snitching Cindy the Skull does for today. Actually, I don't even know why I told you what I just told you. I have a weakness for animals. It's the animal thing again. Damn it.
She looks at you, a little sad suddenly.
Or a weakness for police officers, miss. Thank you either way.
Catch you later, Cindy.
Watch your back, Ungulate. You've got eyes on you.
Alright, let's go talk to this lady.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce.
She extends her hand in greeting.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
She steps closer and holds out her hand over the railing. Let's shake her hand.
I'm glad to see you here.
Her grip is tight and cold.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
Thanks, Kim. Appreciate you looking out for me, buddy.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
It's hard to get a read on her precise disposition, but she appears helpful.
All right. Let's get started with the most important question I could ask you for this investigation. You seem rich. Can I have some money?
Is what you want to say, but it isn't that easy, is it?
What? Why not?
Look at that lady. Take a gander. Squint your eyes, bub.
What lustrous hair.
A well-kempt, yet tastefully short bob of dark hair. Despite the first hints of grey, she's elected to keep it au naturel, shaped into a permanent wave, late 40s style. While dull orange pearls hang from her earlobes, red from the cold. Her light green eyes scan you, full of knowledge and worry. Wealth and all its possibilities.
Yeah, so?
Now look at you. You misery-clad simian. Barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are lakes. A scythe of booze precedes you. Your hair sticks to your forehead and your underwear feels uncomfortable. You're poor. Poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too...
Ashamed?
Yes. You're too ashamed to ask this person for money. Too scared to belittle yourself in her eyes. Those half-precious stones of Odinel. Oh God, the lieutenant is here too. Do not dishonor the force.
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask.
Okay. Alright. I got this, Kim. Can I have some money?
Voila, you're doing it. Really put your back into it. Yell it from the top of your lungs.
Money!
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. The wind is a bit strong. Could you repeat that?
I need money.
How much money?
I need 100 real.
That's a good sum. Not too small, not fantastically large.
She reaches into her raincoat and pulls out a zip bag. In it you see paper notes arranged like black gills.
She removes a few notes and hands them to you. The paper is cold and oily to the touch.
Yes! We can pay back that restaurant guy now. That's very, very important. Because that dude hates us quite a bit.
Whoa, whoa. Did you see how easy that was? Ask her for more. Toot toot, train to Moneytown.
Nay, 'twould be dishonorable, and mine honor is my life.
Can you eat honor? Are you an omnivore? Give me a break.
So, I hope I didn't just bribe you, officer. It may not be technically illegal under the Emergency Act, but still.
I want to talk about something else now.
You're right, ma'am, that donations are permitted under the Emergency Act, and seemly as it may be, as long as they are properly logged with the precinct.
which he most certainly will do. Now, how else can I help the RCM today, besides supplementing its salaries?
Well, what can you tell me about the lynching?
Quite a few things, I'm afraid.
She falls silent for a moment, contemplating something.
The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi, from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
How curious. Why is that, Detective?
Awkwardness washes over the conversation. The woman doesn't like this turn of events.
Remember when my partner told you I'd recently suffered from an unusual medical episode? My lost badge is related to it.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
Yes.
I can't hear you, darling. Speak up, please.
It's possible. After a night of heavy drinking, I lost all memory of my life and the world.
Oh dear. Some kind of encephalopathic amnesia. I don't even know how to respond. I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you gain by faking such a condition.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
Okay, alright. Okay.
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
It stressed me out so much at first because I hate how you start the game at such a losing state. Yeah, I know, but the character being a loser also makes him such a fun character, you know? I just love him. Alright, let's see if we can negotiate our way out of this.
She's a negotiator. Just float a favor at her. Insinuates.
Surely there's some other way to demonstrate our law enforcement credentials.
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very tangible.
You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain.
Like what?
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason.
They're profiting from this trade.
The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority and resources might turn over the right stones. Or you can recover your badge. Though if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a lost cause.
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Excuse us for a moment, madam. Right on.
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective.
How did you hope it would go?
Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchmen.
Really? I thought it was going so well.
This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
He doesn't let it show. But there is a limit to how much the consequences of your unprofessional behavior can cost the investigation.
we could just, you know, find my badge.
Oh, that would be fantastic, but do we have the time? The world is large and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters.
8 by 6 centimeters. That's a start. See? We're already making progress.
You could request a new one from your station, but that would literally take months.
Well, what do you propose? That we don't investigate the drug trafficking?
No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we are siding with the Union, or that we are on their take. We'd never hear the end of it. What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done and demand for her information on the lynching.
Let's get back to her then.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Okay. Tell me about this alleged drug trafficking.
It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samar and Isola into Revachol with the Union's blessing. Wild Pines has suspected it for years.
Ingredients for what, ma'am?
Good question, Kim. Exactly what I was about to ask. What ingredients?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL, and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff.
Shit, yeah, baby. It's the party pipeline. Why would you want to shut that down?
Why are you trying to shut down the party pipeline?
I assure you, officer, these are not the sort of parties you'd want to attend.
She has no idea what kind of parties you've been to.
Definitely not. Definitely not. And you want us to investigate?
Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrat and the Dock Workers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link.
So I'm going to need bolt cutters.
Unlikely, officer. I'm talking about the lorries. Once the ingredients reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers, well beyond our grasp. But in transit, they may be vulnerable.
Also, quick pause here. And Foggy Knot, if you can hear me. You gotta love that this game, the word disco is used constantly. But also that like a major town or city in the game is also called Jamrock. It's very like, it feels like a Deadhead had their hand in the creation of this game to some degree. I do love that there's just a place just called Jamrock. I guess Jamrock Elysium doesn't have the same sound to it, you know?
Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment.
She gives you a knowing look. Is disco actually used constantly? You know what? Yeah, I would say yes. I've heard the word disco. This is our 4th stream of Disco Elysium, and I've heard the word disco used every stream at least once. Things are either compared to disco, or it's implied that our, like, what am I trying to say? That our, like, race is really into disco. Like that guy, for example, the guardsman guy that we talked to earlier, Measurehead, he told us that one of our failings is that we like disco too much. So it is mentioned at least once a stream. Yeah, I'm also curious about the name of the game as well. Yeah, so I do feel like it's like fairly used fairly often. Shakedown Street is a disco jamrock song, no doubt. Yeah, definitely. And Shakedown Street I feel like we're gonna run into a place called Shakedown Street at some point. Where's my thing end? Oh, there it is.
I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you.
Okay.
You'll be indebted to her, in a way, but one step ahead of the Union in another.
It's no coincidence that the lorry drivers are stranded here like that, is it?
No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries. However,
She pauses, looking to the sea.
this is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the trade committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge, and the operation will continue.
She looks north.
Thousands of litres of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol. Not the east across the river, but the west. The vulnerable, the weary.
Well, at least this solves one mystery.
What is that, Lieutenant?
Why I had to call East Motor Tract and beg them to open a drawbridge for me. I'd wondered since I first drove in, on my motor carriage.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity. I'm sure you understand.
This game is less glittery than I expected. Yeah, if you follow my YouTube channel, and if you're watching this on YouTube, thanks. Don't forget to like and subscribe. But I made, all of my thumbnails for all of the parts so far have been incorporated images from the game in them. But I purposefully made my first thumbnail so different. I wanted my first thumbnail to sort of show like what I went to the game sort of expecting, which is like disco and like disco lights and stuff. And I could have made it a thumbnail for the game and probably had more people get attracted to the video. But I was like, I really want to keep the first thumbnail sort of like wrong. Because like it's such going into this game, your expectations are so weird, And I wanted to kind of like show that was how I went into the game, just being like, disco, I guess. I'll make like a disco thumbnail. And then, of course, it's so different from that. Are we human? Is this Earth? Is it sci-fi? Yeah, great questions. There are things about the game that reflect things that have happened in the real world. There are expressions that we use and things that are very, that show that obviously there's some connection to the real world, where we diverged. It feels like at some point in history, this world and ours went in completely different directions or something. But it does have it almost has like a steampunk feel. It's probably not quite right. It has like a steampunk kind of feel, or like an industrial punk kind of feel. What proof do you have that the Union is involved?
How do you think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the 4th month straight.
There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to bankruptcy to fund it.
Shakedown! Shakedown Street! It already happened! Our prediction already came true. We are more right than we realized.
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. The local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves.
So you think the strike is being funded with source ingredients for drugs?
Precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely, then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find one driver who will open up to you.
It sounds like she tried looking into it herself, though she's clearly not the type your typical lorry man would confide in.
Okay, I've made up my mind about the smuggling investigation.
Yes?
We will take this case, probe the drivers, see what it yields.
Excellent. According to my reports, there are at least 3 lorry drivers lingering near the roundabout. Hopefully one of them will know something. It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide open. I can keep the drawbridge up for a few more days at least. You should have the time you need. In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance.
Well, do you know anything about these tattoos?
That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
So you know something about the tattoos?
Better not tie the forestay to the backstay on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
She wants to answer the question. Protocol keeps her from it.
You seem smart. I need someone to give me a lowdown on this reality that we're in.
This reality?
It's related to that medical episode. I have trouble remembering even the most basic terms of reality.
Ah, yes. The episode. Sounds like an acute case of encephalopathy, now that I think of it.
She puts down her thermal cup and looks at you.
Don't be phased, madame. He functions perfectly well. He only needs a lowdown on all of reality.
Exactly. Thank you, Kim.
We may be here a while then. Ask away, officer. I'll help however I can.
All right, you're in. Begin with the first one. You'll appear worldly.
Begin with the first one. You'll appear worldly. Where are we?
We're in Martinez, baby.
Baby.
A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. It's a disco holdover, pay it no heed.
Disco! McLadle, there it is. I'm a disco holdover myself.
Aren't we all?
Yes, yes, yes. And what is Martinez?
Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour, north of the 881 and Jamrock. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. It has its charms, just not this time of year.
Okay, that's Martinez. What is Revachol?
Revachol? Revachol is what you call a city.
What kind of city is Revachol?
The great kind.
As if it's self-explanatory. Beyond patriotism. A fact.
What makes Revachol great?
History, detective. They built this city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least. Our centuries.
And why will it resolve history?
They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest. By that I mean conflicts. Ideological conflicts. The stuff of men.
Why here?
We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people in the middle of the Insulindic Ocean, the world's connective tissue. It's where the money is.
So we're pretty much the center of the world.
Oh, we're quite a way off. About
She points across the water, where the skyscrapers rise.
22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the bank of the world building. The bottom floors are Insiacom. Coalition government, Insulindian Mission Command.
Silence. She lowers her hand. The water, the light. It's as though you're seeing it for the first time. There is no recognition, only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it. She observes your eyes scanning the horizon, then breaks the silence, slowly. This is one thought you need to complete. Where are you?
Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a lowdown.
This has been informative. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner has many more questions to ask, about even more fundamental aspects of reality. Might I suggest not asking them all right now? Ma'am, Messier will be here later too, and tomorrow. Isn't that true, ma'am?
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
Won't I be lazy if I don't do it all now?
Of course not. You are already diligent for getting this far. and diligent boys remember where they left off.
Indeed. I'm always at your service.
I do want to do this one, though. What is this?
A bird? A sphenicid? A flightless bird of the polar regions?
Keep guessing.
Some sort of krill hunter? No, wait. You're an ancient ruin. A symbol of hubris and decay. Half submerged in some salty sea.
What, really?
Of course you're not, my dear. I'm just terrible at guessing games.
Let me ask you something else.
Of course. Ask
What do
me
you
anything.
think? What is...
It remains a mystery what you
Oh,
mean
gosh.
by this something close. This isn't about you. It's about reality.
What is...
A strange coldness comes over you as you look at the world. The waves sway the sloop slowly.
It was looking like I
That's
was going to fail both of those, honestly.
It's on the tip of your tongue.
Okay.
A doubt of sorts.
All right,
in
that's
your
all.
head,
That's
but
all
it's
for
not
now.
fully formed yet.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else?
That's all for now.
Of course, Detective. Take care.
Yes?
Okay, alright. We did learn some valuable stuff. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, so we can always go back to her later. That's fine. We'll talk to the girl about the gloves. I need to figure out what's going on with the jam. Did we get our thing? Are we close? Oh, we're so close to getting to the advanced race theory. We're so close. Okay, cool. Well, I suppose the right thing to do would be to talk to those lorry drivers. Where does this lead? That's okay. We'll come back here later. Let's go talk to the lorry drivers. We're doing good. Let's keep making progress. Wait, hold on. What was that about? This book appears to be erotica, but without actual erotica. Yeah, of course. Naturally. Wait. Let's go pay off this guy. We have 100. Let's go spend our 100 and pay this guy off. It's really filled up in here. That's kind of cool. I think that's how the game sort of shows the passing of time. And time has passed. It's a bit later than it was. Oh, there's even like disco lights and stuff in here right now. That's cool.
You should totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast, oceanic soul.
My soul is immense.
Utterly. And it needs to be heard through a PA system by other people, whether they like it or not. Ram it up their ears, says your adrenaline gland. Violently express yourself.
This goes well with a theory I'm developing, that I'm a down-on-my-luck superstar person.
Who is mistakenly identified as a cop for his prominent jawline? Yes, sounds likely. You should probably go on stage and pose for a moment when you're done with this thought. See if it works.
All right. Yeah, it does feel right. I do belong up here. How do I sing? I want to sing.
Can I help you?
He arches an eyebrow. So, about the money I owe.
Yes. Have you got it?
I have your money.
Well?
Here's 100 real.
Great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered.
He's not sorry about his behavior for your sake. Now that you have money, he really wants to make sure you're not angry with him.
It's good you paid before 9 p.m., or your door would have been locked electronically.
He taps his foot against a metal box installed in the back of the bar counter.
Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real per night.
I'll take a room here too.
He opens his wallet.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you?
I need a drink.
Do I have a shaker in my hand?
He sounds irritated.
No, there's nothing there.
Am I wearing a little bow tie? Am I smiling? Do you see me smiling and shaking my little shaker? No. Do you know why?
Because you're not a bartender.
That's right. I'm the cafeteria manager. I'm glad we cleared that. Was there anything else?
Please make an exception. I got the shakes. Bad, man. Alright, I need my pacifier.
Even more reason for me not to serve you, sir. Was there anything else you needed, other than alcohol?
Bye. This room is more the disco vibes I was expecting. Same. Can I talk to him here? Not the same people. Okay, so we did just tick something off our list. Find money for rent and pay Gart. Our list of things to do is growing exponentially. But we did pay for the damages at least. Let's hear. Oh yeah, we can level up. Let's level up, gang. What do we need to level up in? And I don't really know the leveling up system very well, if I'm being honest. I feel like we haven't really been doing it right so far. I don't know if we're doing anything right in this game so far. We're kind of just making it up as we go. I feel like we should obviously level up things that are low. And I also want to play the character the way I want to play him too, you know? So like, is my character sneaky? No, not to me. I don't really picture this guy being sneaky. Actually, quite the opposite. I picture our character being a bit clumsy and even oafish. So like, I don't have like a high desire to give him sneaking, right? Something like perception could be good. Nah, he's not that. I don't think he's that either. Could be fun to pickpockets, though. I don't think he's very composed. I mean, this would be nice. Because we do just constantly take damage. That's kind of what I'm leaning toward. What else is low? Logic. The image for each trait is scary. Yeah. This one I always come back to this one a little bit. The trivia one kind of sounds like fun. I don't really feel like I'd be a good liar. Okay, here's my votes, and I'm down. I want to get one of these ones that's level 1 up a little bit. My votes are logic, encyclopedia, rhetoric, or endurance. Does anyone in the chat have a vote? I don't care that much where we go. I just want to like raise one of these 4 skills because they're really low, and I feel like they're starting to kind of. I am noticing times where each of these would have come in handy. I don't know how this game works. I don't know if it's one of these things where I should be growing in a specific area and I'm not. I'll bet you there's a right way to play this that I'm not doing. I'm just kind of just trying to roll with it. It feels like it's hard to mess up so far. And the game just kind of like lets it unfold in front of you. But yeah, endurance, logic, encyclopedia, rhetoric. Anyone in the chat have one of these that they're most interested in? You don't think I'm supposed to min-max? Okay. That's good to know. Endurance? I'll go with that. That's a loud enough vote for me. We're so injured and stuff too. I like that one. It also looks like you can revert from these at any time, by the way. So if we wanted to ever take a point away and give it to something else, I think we could. Okay, so we accomplished a couple things in here. I wish we could find a bag. We need a bag so we can pick up trash and stuff. Alright, let's talk to the lorry drivers again.
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam, man. What's on your mind?
You seem like a man who knows about drugs.
Ah, man. Me and narcotics go way back. Had some good times surfing the psychic waves of my own consciousness, you know? But those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man?
Hi, man. Let me be straight with you. I'm trying to figure out who's smuggling drugs out of Terminal B.
We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout is waiting for a bulk shipment from the harbor to load it on their lorry and drive it to Jamrock.
Exactly, Kim. Exactly.
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. This jam's got folks up in arms, and I'm afraid it's headed toward a conflagration.
Who do you think could be conducting the drug trade, then?
Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those questions.
Alright, that's all for now. Bye. We've actually done quite a bit today, Blustery. Yeah, thanks for joining the stream. We've done quite a bit. We met the Wild Pines representative, and she will help us with the murder investigation if we help her with like a drug smuggling investigation. That involves us interviewing some of these lorry drivers. We also are fairly close. We want to get past that one. You know, we want to get to the union boss, and to get past the union boss, or sorry, to get to the union boss, we have to get past that really buff guy. And in order to get past that buff guy, we have to just wait. We have to let time in the game progress a little bit, and then we'll be able to eventually. What else? We found out where some of the armor pieces were, so we need to go investigate those. We paid off our debt to the guy who runs the cafeteria. We started to learn a little bit more about the reality lowdown. It's been pretty successful stream so far, and I'm still streaming for another like 40 minutes. So you're gonna be able to see plenty.
Looking for something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
You're a Lorrie man, right? What's your stance on drugs?
Drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body.
He takes a long drag on his cigarette. Why not?
You know where that shit comes from? Sarah Miriza, Safre, Ilmara. They take the money from our local junkies here and then use it to outcompete us in the manufacturing sector. They know they can't beat us in a fair fight, so they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage, racial economic sabotage.
Listen, I agree. It's our responsibility to keep this poison off the streets of Revachol, right?
He eyes you warily, unsure how to respond. This goes on for about 2 seconds. Then...
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
He puffs on his cigarette. Then what are you still hanging around here for? Most other camioniers have left.
What do you think? I can't leave the Lorrie unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips sneaking around at night. If they touch my stuff, the bosses will be on my ass like ass cancer.
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
I did see one lorry with the trailer doors open on my way here. Do you know what happened?
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved his country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling in Rags when some kip boys smashed his luck and took damn near everything. Lost his fucking job over it. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to.
Bad for him, I guess.
It's a fucking travesty, is what it is.
If it's not you, then who's running drugs through Terminal B?
Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang, that beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as well.
Who's that?
He's a Samaran guy who likes to pretend he's some kind of businessman. Really, he's just selling his employer stuff. Stuff he stole after he broke the seals on his Humanox lorry.
Where do I find him?
Just follow the smell. It smells like apricot and oil when you're nearby.
The lorry man lets out a raspy croak at his own sense of humor.
Yes, yes. Where is he?
Thank you, Kim. Thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, where is he, dude?
Looks like I offended your partner there. Too bad. Sealang's usually a little bit south of here, near the canal. You can't miss him. Just watch yourselves. His tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood. He's your man, all right? 100%.
I wouldn't be so sure about it. Not until we've heard what Sealang himself has to say.
Guess we need to pay Sealang a visit then.
Guess so.
Fuck off. Racist asshole.
Advanced race theory.
Yes! We got it. Okay, this is what we need
Everything
to
is
get
calm
past
in
the muscular
eye
guy.
of the race storm. Your mind is lucid and bright. The mind-bending phylogenetics appear more distant and, to be fair, a little ridiculous. The great race mystery has cleared up. All that's left to do is verbalize your thoughts. Go and talk to Measurehead about your newly found insights.
The art is so great. What do we get? We get a learning cap. Oh, the learning cap has been raised to 5, which we're very low on rhetoric, so it's not that helpful. We still don't have another slot for this. That's okay, though. Okay. Okay, let's go talk to that guy. Okay, this is the guy we need to talk to. I need to take a very, very quick BRB. It'll be the last one of the stream, and then we're going to resume. I'll do the BRB screen, and then we will get back to business. All right, I'm back. Let's talk to this homie. Is my mic on? Okay, it is on.
The unpromising race pupil returns.
I think I know what the race enigma is.
And?
It's shit. Let me into the fucking harbor.
Look, babe. The fossilized rock and roll rebel challenges me, a figure of authority. He is trying to reinstate his individualism with swear words taken from rock songs from the last century.
Individualism has really fucked him over, Jean.
The woman looks half bored.
Impotent subject of pop culture. I take pity on you. You clearly want to enter the harbor bad, like a little boy wants to go on the potty. I can press the button for you. It will open the door.
That's all I wanted.
Very well. You may enter the door once. Our race conversation here has concluded.
Finally. Let's go.
Yo, we did it. That's a big one. Ooh. The dark liquid in the pot looks almost sentient. Ooh, there's a lot of things we can interact with in here. Okay, let's just do them one at a time. Postcard. We'll check that out later.
On second glance, someone has forgotten to properly close one of the drawers.
It's unfortunate for the Union to just leave their paperwork lying around like this.
Let's see what's inside, he thinks. The drawer opens smoothly. Inside is a well-organized selection of brown folders. Hundreds of documents containing logistical data. Two kinds of transactions stand out. Materials coming into Revachol from the outside world, from Muindi, Grad, and even Ilmara. And the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol, Kuron, Coal City, La Delta, and Jamrock are listed among the many districts where the imports are being sold. It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. You try to focus, but the lines are getting blurry. Whatever's hidden here is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would be able to really make sense of it. However, there is a little handwritten note stuck on the side of the drawer. It appears to be a to-do list written in large, uneven capital letters. Remember, Leo, Everard's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everard's plants, sweep office floor, more banners. All items on the list have been crossed out and the note itself is crumpled.
Look, Kim, a to-do note with a list of errands for Everard.
Everard Clare, probably. The head of the Debarders Union. One of his aides must have left it. Nothing incriminating here.
What is so special about this borscht? Code for drugs? Booze? Blood? Remember, Leo, Everard's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everard's plants, sweep office floor, more banners. All items on the list have been crossed out and the note itself is crumpled.
Special whirling borscht.
The drawer slides shut smoothly.
That's interesting. Oh yeah. Let's put these bad boys on. We need sunglasses on ASAP. Oh, do we get another level up opportunity? Okay, cool. Let's level up one of these things. We did just get a rhetoric cap increase, so I'm just going to go with that. And then obviously we should wear these cool ass shades. Did I just get shades? Am I crazy? Let's look at this postcard. The laminated postcard offers a glimpse across the river. A little more than a decade after the war, the eastern bank is already fully renovated. The hillsides are lush with gardens and residences. Someone's parked a small beige airship by the fountain. This postcard will sell for a pretty penny. Nice. We do need money pretty much all the time. We can probably pawn it, right? Oh yeah, look at us looking good with these sunglasses on. Should we wear our fingerless gloves too? Why not? Oh yeah, we're badasses. Ooh, magnesium. Do we even have low morale right now? We do. We should take it. Let's take a look at this. Interact. The leading intellectual organ of the Martinez communism, offers a radical Mazovian perspective on a range of contemporary issues. The cover features a stylized portrait of the late King Frissell with a pair of white antlers growing out of his head. We did learn about Frissell.
The front of this quarterly journal features a large satirical portrait of the late King Frissell. From the sides of his head, a pair of white antlers spread to the corners of the cover.
We don't need to know why Frissell, because we did learn Frissell was kind of a clown earlier, but why antlers?
Because white antlers are one of the symbols of communism. They represent a society in accord with the natural world and at the same time above it.
What else is in the book?
To your disappointment, there aren't any full-color pictures to direct your attention. Just column after column of closely set text, interrupted occasionally by little doodles in black and white.
Our character's a fucking idiot. Alright.
After rifling the pages with your thumb several times, you return to the table of contents. The magazine is divided into several sections. International development, Kunst und Kultur, and local concerns. Just inside the cover, there's also an editor's note.
All right, what's the editor's note?
Comrade, as you know, this journal takes its name from Mazov's immortal expression, du cristal à la fumée. This was his way of describing the way the rigid, crystalline structures of capitalist ideology turn to smoke under communism. But, like the structures of capitalist ideology, we too are at risk of going à la fumée, unlike many publications which are content to spoon-feed their readers reassuring drivel. La Fumée is committed to telling the radical truth, even when that truth may drive away potential subscribers. So please, if you value our radical Mazovian perspective on contemporary politics, culture, and international affairs, please consider subscribing today. Yours in struggle, the editors.
Kim, I think this is a communist magazine.
What do you expect? It was laying around the office of the Debarders Union. They're probably bankrolling the thing.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
Let's catch up on international developments.
This section includes a long, tedious critique of the latest round of free trade negotiations between the EPIS nations and the Free State of Semenine. You also skip over an article about heavy fuel oil smuggling along the Messina border, something about bear wrestling in Samara, book riots in Yugograd. Face it, you really aren't interested in foreign affairs. You're not even sure where most of these countries are. You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
What is Kunst and Kultur?
It takes a moment, but gradually it dawns on you that Kunst und Kultur must mean arts and culture. As you leaf through this section, you come across several reviews of recent radio plays, as well as a brief artist spotlight featuring a local artist identified only as CS. The main feature, though, is a long essay titled Tip Top Tournée, a critical Mazovian perspective. This so-called artist spotlight is really just a brief Q&A, made all the briefer by the subject's evident hostility to her interviewer. That certainly sounds like a certain delinquent youth who likes to harass you from her balcony.
Ooh. Okay, we met her earlier. Yeah, that's interesting. What is the Tip Top Tournée?
The actual article is surprisingly light on details, but after skimming a page or two, you gather that it has something to do with motor carriage racing.
All right, what do these communists have to say about Tip Top?
You think you're settling in for a relaxing recap of the most recent season, maybe sprinkled with some nice anecdotes about a few of the more colorful drivers. Instead, you find yourself skimming a 10,000-word feature about all the politically problematic aspects of Tip Top Tournée.
What's wrong with Tip Top?
Where to even start? For one, there's the crass commercialism of its sponsorships, and then there's the practically criminal emphasis on deadly motor crashes.
Hang on, who wrote this?
Oddly enough, this article has two bylines: Nasteb Encolada Bernal and Exilus Buka. There's no way those are real names.
Wait, why aren't they real names?
Have you ever met anyone named Exilus?
Oh.
Come on, they're plainly pseudonyms.
Well, what's wrong with the good motor crash? They just keep it interesting.
And that precisely is what's problematic about it. Were it not for the promise of random, spectacular violence, audiences would quickly lose interest. At the end of the day, it's the destruction of these 750,000 real racers that you're really watching for.
Wow, you're right. I really am just in it for the violence.
You see, one cannot avoid the conclusion that Tip Top Tournée is simply the apotheosis of spectacular entertainment under capitalism.
Hey, Kim, did you know that Tip Top Tournée is really an orgiastic Ritual of capitalistic destruction? I had no idea.
I can safely say the thought had never crossed my mind, Detective.
It's too bad. I thought I liked Tip Top.
You can still like it, Detective. Just because a couple of fools wrote an article doesn't mean it's true.
Huh. Thanks, Kim. Appreciate it.
If I had to wager, I'd say they've never even seen the inside of a motor, much less a motor race. I take whatever they write with a large grain of salt.
Thanks, Kim. I need to hear that.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The
Okay,
table of contents.
local concerns.
Unsurprisingly, much of this section is taken up with articles declaring unqualified support for the dock workers' strike. You skim the headlines. Paint the harbor red and white. Martinez tames the wild pines. A city in revolt. First we take Martinez, then we take La Delta. Finally, there's a brief article by the writer, G. Martin, accusing the owner of the Capeside apartments of illegally attempting to evict certain communist tenants simply for not having paid their rent.
Why should I care? This has nothing to do with me.
The eternal problem, according to G. Martin, is that under capitalism, the worker is rendered incapable of perceiving their own agency or lack thereof. Thus, they tend to experience their own oppression as though it were happening to somebody else. Is that true? Have you felt estranged from your own self recently? You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of...
Did we ever look at these things
The
this
bullet
way?
is safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp. Kim has filled out the label on the bag with the item number, case number, and date and location the bullet was found.
I don't really know that we can look at, that we can interact with things this way.
Beside his orderly handwriting, the bullet looks especially sad, like a tiny, shriveled head of cauliflower.
What do I do with you, Bullet?
What?
Oh, I said, what do I do with you, Bullet?
Well, if I was the bullet, which I'm not, I would say, find the weapon that shot me.
Good idea.
If we find who owns it, we will have likely found who used it, possibly to kill our victim. In conclusion, the more we know about this bullet of yours, the better.
The squashed bullet has some sharp edges where the jacket has split open. It feels cold, even through the bag. The jacket of the bullet is made of a yellowish metal. It has blossomed out to reveal a dark grey core. The base of the bullet is close to 5 millimeters in diameter. You can just about make out a few striations near the base of the bullet. Little hairlines, linear. It feels standard. It's quite destroyed. Some of the fragments are still lodged in the wound.
What can you say about the bullet so far?
Wow, I actually know this.
Yes, it's as if you've seen bullets before, officer.
Oh, yeah, I guess. It's a jacketed bullet, close to 5 millimeters in diameter.
A jacketed bullet. Okay. It would have been shot from a military-grade breech-loading rifle, not from a muzzleloader like those typically found on the streets of Martinez. Even the RCM uses ordinary unjacketed conical bullets. This is strange. Very strange. I like this, officer. Strange means unique. Unique means incriminating. We need to find the gun that shot it.
Something tells you that won't be any time soon. This'll have to be one of those epic tasks that's open for a while. You can't remember what happened last week. What makes you think you're going to remember arcane firearm models? An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso of the hanged man, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time the lines intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin, their concentration is highest around his heart. The pattern still kind of has an ethnic feel to it, but nothing familiar.
What is the meaning of this tattoo?
For you to discover. You've gotten as far as you will without assistance. Someone close to the victim might know. Gone.
All right.
An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. A note on the side says, "Tokens unavailable due to strike. Use change."
We have some change. Let's use it.
The machine swallows your coin and seems to be waiting for your next move.
Oh gosh. Let's dial a random number.
Your fingers run over the dial pad. 005. That's the dialing code for Revachol. 4952, and a moment of hesitation before entering the final numbers. 993.
I can't believe that worked.
Calling. Calling. Still calling. Then.
Video Revachol, 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lemmy. How may I help you?
Yeah, hi, Lemmy. What is this place?
Video Revachol is a 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lemmy.
Oh, yeah, sorry. No, I meant, what is this place to me?
Sir, I don't know. It's a video rental. Maybe you rent videos here.
Do you know me?
No.
Why did I call you?
Maybe you called to extend your rental period? Do you need to extend your rental period?
Maybe, but I don't even know my name.
If you need any further assistance, you can visit us on the corner of Voyager and Main. I can't help you over the phone. Are we done?
He thinks you're pulling a prank on him. On the corner of Voyager and Main, a large neon sign hangs on the side of a building. Video Revachol, 24 hours. It's raining and there is almost no traffic on the street. A woman's footprints in the mud lead away from the front door. Tiny heels tiptoeing down the road. Beautiful steps, light-footed with a lifetime ahead of them. You look up and the air seems to grow darker. Suddenly you feel like you don't want to hear about video rentals anymore. You don't want to hear about any of it. It was all shit. It's over.
Kim, I feel sad about Video Revachol 24 hour.
That's enough for you today. Let's conclude this call.
We're done. Made me sad. Oh, let's get our coat. Coat.
The tarpaulin cloak is still hanging on the railing. The white rectangle of the Revachol Citizens Militia is clearly visible on its back. As your fingers touch the tarpaulin, it almost feels like the cloak wants to deliver a message of comfort through your fingertips. I will shield you from the elements and give my life for yours. That's what the cloak is relaying.
Oh yeah, looking good. Well, we ended the last stream with me failing to get the cloak back. And I feel like it's only fair that we end today's stream with me finally getting my cloak. Because I have to take my dog to the vet soon anyways, so it works out perfectly. Thank you all so much for joining another Disco Elysium stream. This game continues to thoroughly entertain me every time we play it. if you are watching this live, I'll have this video up on YouTube pretty soon, probably early next week, because I have some things going on this week I have to do that'll get in the way. If you don't already follow me on YouTube, please do. All the details are in my Twitch about details, and I try to put every VOD from Disco Elysium on my YouTube as well. So yeah, follow me there. A couple other announcements that are not related. Well, a couple other announcements in general. First off, as I said at the start of the stream, I may be changing my streaming schedule soon. I know right now I'm Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I might have to kind of compact that a little bit. So more details on that to come later on, but just a heads up. I'll make sure I put that on my socials and stuff if I do it. But yeah, streaming schedule might change soon. I'm getting a little busy, and I want to make sure that I can do this more thoughtfully rather than just kind of scatterbrained. Secondly, if you are in the Los Angeles area, my band is playing at the Escondite on February 22nd. So all those details are in my, you can, find those details on my Instagram, or you can find them on Green Room Paradise's Instagram. And again, all of those details are in my Twitch details, and they're also, if you're watching this on YouTube, on my profile on YouTube, you can find all these details as well. It's going to be a super fun show. We're really looking forward to it. We might have some music out on Spotify by then as well. We're kind of waiting to get this final mix of our music, so kind of just depends on somebody else. But yeah, check us out at the Escondite. And Pod of the Cobb, we released our Interstellar episode at the end of last month. So if you haven't listened to the Interstellar episode of Pod on the Cobb yet, check that out. That one's really funny. Steph and I definitely do not see fully eye to eye on Interstellar, which makes it a very entertaining episode. So check it out if you haven't already checked it out. And we have another episode coming out next week. A bonus episode. We're doing a tribute episode to David Lynch, who, passed away earlier this year. So we're doing a little tribute episode talking about David Lynch. We talk a little bit about Twin Peaks. McLadle, you're mentioned in that episode a couple of times. And we have a Wizard of Oz episode coming out at the end of this month on February 28th as well. So 2 episodes coming out this month. Lots of opportunities to listen. If you haven't already listened to Pod on the Cobb, check it out. It's really fun. I'm proud to say that Pod on the Cobb is the only podcast that is about both corn and movies. We're we're really the first ones to really nail this market. So check that out. Yeah, that's all I really have for you all. I will be back again for another Disco Elysium stream on next Wednesday. I know that means I'm no stream on Friday because we're going to be out of town. No stream on Monday because I'm going to be out of town. I will get back to Silent Hill too, I promise. I just haven't been able to stream on Mondays for a couple of days, or for a couple of weeks. But I will be getting back to that one soon. But yeah, we'll be back next Wednesday with another Disco Elysium stream. We'll continue to follow our character here and see what the heck happens to him next. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and yeah, appreciate the support. It's really helpful. All right, everyone. I'll put some music on to kind of close things out, and we will wrap things up here. Have a great rest of your... Well, hold on. Let me do a couple of things first. Right on. Okay. Yeah, I'll put some music on. We'll wrap things up here, and I'll see you at the next one. Thanks a lot, and bye-bye.